This is Eastern Bartonshire Radio, and you're listening to the Crossface Podcast. Hello and welcome to the second edition of the Crossface Podcast. I'm Ross, and today I'm joined by new co-host Eddie Clarkson. How you doing, Eddie?
I'm not too bad, Ross. Yourself?
I'm alright. It's a bit of a rainy day, isn't it?
Well, typical Scottish weather. What can we expect?
Well. I know. On June as well. So you quite a big wrestling fan yourself?
Yeah.
My first time meeting you today, so...
Yeah, been... what's it? Probably since about 1992. It's the first memory I have watching Bret the Hitman Hart come out with his purple sunglasses and his big leather jacket with all the tassels.
Nice.
That's what got me hooked, and I don't think I've ever left it since.
I wish I was alive for that time, but my earliest memory of wrestling is seeing Eddie Guerrero beating Brock Lesnar for the title. That's when I started watching in 2004.
Well, that was a good time to start watching, to be fair. There's a lot to be said for Brock's first run, I think. I don't think he quite fulfilled the potential there, but you could definitely see he was going to turn into the beast that he is now. Yeah, they've really hit him on point now. Like, he's the proper character he should have been for years. Yeah, which I love. Well, that's the thing as well. Having him working with a vet that's got such presence like Eddie Guerrero is something else. And in fact, in a lot of ways, I think that's what they're doing with Owens and Cena now. Oh yeah, definitely. Although, who's really the vet there? I know, it's hard to say, because I know Kevin Owens is saying he's been the veteran, but then I saw something on Facebook like he's been doing it since like the year 2000. Apparently Cena started in 1999, which I don't think is true, but I don't know. I think he did start around then, but it's probably debatable. Do you know what I mean? He's probably just training, whereas Owens is probably like wrestling in front of crowds, like properly. Well, the other thing with that as well is Cena's the WWE vet, and Cena's obviously a opinion divider, but I've heard a lot of wrestlers say in other podcasts when they speak to like Stone Cold or JR on their podcasts that it's one thing wrestling in like an ECW or a WCW ring, but when you get to WWE it's a whole different style, it's a bigger ring and it can take a while to adjust, and maybe that's kind of the angle that they're approaching the Owen Cena thing from. It's a lot more professional in WWE, like you need to watch what you're doing, like every step you take, you know. WCW never felt like that. Like I was not around to like watch it, but like watching back, it kind of looks like a mess a lot of the time, to be honest. Yeah, and I think from listening to a lot of wrestlers that it was. I think it was. I think WCW was a case of, right, we'll just get all the biggest stars we can and pay them hundreds of money, and we'll see what happens. They've only had like a few homegrown stars, like Goldberg, Sting, Ric Flair. Like, those were the only ones. Billy Kidman. Billy Kidman. He was not too bad. Rey Mysterio, I guess. Well, I think Rey Mysterio is a bit different because of the tradition in Mexico and stuff. And well, they did ruin him was they took his mask off, which was probably a dumb decision, wasn't it? Yeah, I mean, I remember for the PlayStation 1 playing WCW Monday Nitro, and like this was just before SmackDown 2 came out, and it was Rey Mysterio and Billy Kidman, and Rey Mysterio didn't have a mask, and even in a computer game he looked weird. You'd think they have like an attire choice, but it was a bit too young for gaming. But we'll talk about a wee bit of Scottish wrestling, or what would we call Mario, like our sort of representative of ICW. He seems to know all the goings on there. Yeah, we need to start going to the shows. I think, to be fair to Mario, he loves ICW as well as Big Fuzz. They've been hounding me constantly for years to keep going to ICW shows with them, but I've just not got around to doing it. Probably to my detriment. From what I've seen, I've watched a couple of the DVDs and things they've released, and it's been really good wrestling, proper good indie stuff. And let's face it, everybody loves Grado. Oh yeah. He's definitely the fan favourite there. I've only been to one show myself, which was Barramania, which is really good, but I thought there were, to be critical, I thought there were like way too many like run-ins, because it seems like almost every match is like somebody returning or running in to hit somebody. It's just almost WCW like. I know what you mean. ECW was like that in the beginnings as well. At least they didn't get disqualified, which is good. Well, ECW was one of those ones that I was kind of too young to understand it at the time, but going back and watching everything, it was just a free-for-all, and sometimes ICW, from what I've seen, can be a bit like that.
Yeah, ECW.
I don't think it detriments the product, just like it didn't really detriment ECW.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. It's becoming like not even Scotland, like Britain's biggest wrestling promotion. Like even America sort of taking notice of it, you know. Like
well, that's really good. And there's a few that I've noticed, promotions in the UK, like Preston City Wrestling. They've seemingly come out of kind of nowhere. From my point of view anyway, just seeing them online and things like that, and they've managed to book like quite a few big stars, and well, they're booking people like Brodus Clay and things like that just after their release through the WWE, so they must be doing something right, and that's good for British wrestling in a whole.
It's smart to get like established stars like that to sort of get you off the ground, isn't it?
Yeah, because I feel like, in fact, this makes me sound really old. I remember my dad showing me old reruns of like Giant Haystacks and Finlay.
Fit Finlay.
When he was a young guy, on the wrestling that they used to put on ITV on a Saturday night. And for having that every week, which was a main thing for hundreds of people across the UK, to having nothing for so long, it's good to have a product that we can actually say, this is our wrestling product, this is the UK's. Yeah. And I think you're seeing that with a lot more people moving over to the WWE and TNA and things like that as well. Yeah, a lot of the indie promotions have started like picking up as well, like ROH and Lucha Underground's been getting bigger and bigger. I've started watching that as well. It's an amazing show. It's a really good show, and their backstage vignettes are something else. I know, it's like some sort of crime drama into it. It wouldn't work like anywhere else, but just in that sort of setting, it just feels right, doesn't it? Yeah, no, it is good, but I think it was on JR's podcast this week. He said it was something like 400 grand an episode. Is it really? Yeah, and that can't be sustainable. Do you know what I mean? Especially for a sort of smaller promotion. Yeah, it's okay if they do it in like a TV series, but if they actually want to have live events and things like that, 400 grand a pops. Yeah, that's a big outlay. Yeah. In fact, I think they probably spend a little bit more than that on Raw. They probably spend like millions on like each episode with the lights and stuff like that. It must cost a ton. I'm just taking into account like the in-ring stuff. Yeah. Well, the doctors and everything, and the referees and the crew that they need to pay. So the ring setup. It's not as if it's the big leagues, and it's a relatively new promotion as well. Like if TNA hadn't have gone through such crap that they've went through, because let's face it, TNA have been faced with a lot of bad stuff going on, especially recently. I would maybe see TNA should be spending 400k a show. Yeah, because to me they're probably, well, they've been overtaken now, but they were probably the second biggest wrestling promotion that you knew of across the world. Yeah, they definitely were. Like, the closest thing to WCW we had since WCW. Yeah, well, I think that's a lot to do with the creative teams that they've employed, but although they had a lot, like WCW just try to take like WWE stars and make them sort of their stars, and they've only had like guys like AJ or Abyss that have actually made themselves, you know. Well, Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe as well. But I suppose he kind of carved his name out with Ring of Honor as well. Yeah, I was thinking of him more of like Ring of Honor, like the matches with he's CM now Punk. Down in NXT/WWE, and he was definitely their best wrestler. I mean, there are a few TNA guys that I do really like, and a couple. I think the moving over from WWE, I think it really worked for Jeff and Matt Hardy. Jeff Hardy especially, apart from that god awful Willow gimmick. And I mean, don't even get me started on that gimmick. I think I've seen that, because I've not watched TNA like properly since like 2010, when I sort of just gave up on it. Right, have you seen the Mighty Bush? The TV show? No. Yeah. No, I've not seen that. Right, well, there's this character who's called Old Greg, and he lives at the bottom of the sea, and he drinks Baileys from a boot. He's like a half man, half fish. Like a merman? No, he's weirder. And he's green, and he talks really funny, and he's obsessed with men, and his, I don't even know if I'm allowed to say this, he's mangina. Right. And the way he speaks and the mannerisms, that was exactly what Jeff Hardy was using as Willow in order to try and make him seem crazy. If I showed you the comparison, you'd know exactly what I was talking about.
Yeah,
but
it doesn't sound like very good.
It was just a god awful gimmick, and
it sounds like a weird Bray Wyatt, to be honest.
No, because Bray Wyatt's good, and it's not that Jeff Hardy can't talk. It's the way they executed it, and it was just at the time they brought in Bram along to like kind of partner along with Magnus, and they kind of feuded for a while, but I honestly think that's the lowest point of Jeff Hardy's career.
Well, he's had a lot of high points, so I suppose he needs a few low points, apart from these obviously drug problems he's had in the past and things like that. It'd be good to see him in WWE though, because it's been rumoured like he'd been like the 2015-2014 Royal Rumble. He never turned up obviously, but that'd be amazing.
Well, I didn't expect Bubba to turn up either.
That was cool.
That was good. I kind of left me wanting more.
Yeah. If they had left him for like later on the Rumble, it may have sort of saved it a wee bit, but they sort of blew their other big stuff at the start, you know, and they was just left with guys like Stardust and Goldust towards the end. That's why I don't like it that much.
Goldust, I'm not sure about the Stardust gimmick.
Yeah, it's getting a bit old now. It's just like it's not doing anything.
Especially when there's no Goldust there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, he's injured now, isn't he?
Yeah, well, I've heard he's injured, his shoulder's injured, but I've also heard he's now retiring. I would imagine so. He's taking like a backstage role as a booker or something like that.
That'd be good. I imagine he's got quite a few good ideas, especially like his dad. That's the thing that's happening in the WWE now. It seems like every week there's somebody new being injured. I mean, like in the last week we've had like Sami Zayn, Rusev, and just recently Tyson Kidd. Well, that's one of the things I wanted to talk about. I would, especially in relation to Elimination Chamber, which I thought overall was a decent pay-per-view. Considering it was free, sort of like a free thing on the network, I think it was definitely sort of worth it, you know. Yeah, I mean, it definitely was. As much as I don't like to say it, and as much as I continue watching, a lot of the pay-per-views recently, for the past 2 or 3 years, with WWE, I think have been kind of lacking as such, or they're trying to do too much in one spot and not enough in the other. But that was one of the best pay-per-views I've seen. The Seth Rollins Ambrose match, which we'll get to later, but that was amazing. But going back to what we were talking about with Tyson Kidd, it was a decent tag match in the Elimination Chamber, I felt. But they need to ditch this Los Matadores gimmick and just go back to Primo and Epico. I definitely prefer Primo and Epico. I don't even know why Matadors were in it, because I was pretty expecting somebody to like come in and take the place like Harper and Rowan, but I was expecting something along the lines of that as well. And the gimmick's old. It's not a good gimmick. I didn't particularly like Primo and Epico as a gimmick themselves. Like, I don't think what they keep saying about Cesaro, I don't think they had it. But if they give them the opportunity to try and find it, maybe put them back down to NXT for a while. The one thing I did feel though was, certainly in the early stages of that match, I kind of felt like the backstage bookers had just told everybody to go out and make the Ascension look strong. It was weird. The booking was quite weird, like the whole match. And there was the thing where like New Day and Los Matadores were allowed all 3 members, and they didn't really give an explanation. It was weird. Well, that's the thing. I keep hearing rumours that they're going to bring back the Freebird rule for New Day and subsequently some other stables if they make them. But it would be good if that was the case. But I wasn't too chuffed with the outcome with New Day retaining. But given what we know now with Tyson Kidd supposedly being injured, you can see why they booked it that way. The one thing that I really hope though is that it doesn't kill Cesaro and Kidd's momentum, because I feel like for once both of them were actually getting recognised for the decent work that they're doing, and they're doing a good face role. I didn't know what they'd be like as faces, but obviously Cesaro probably should have been a face for like a year now, and they probably would have turned it a bit better than he did. I think the biggest mistake they made was putting him with Paul Heyman, because as much as Paul Heyman's the best talker in the game right now, he's preoccupied with Brock Lesnar. I think that was the problem. If they give him another wrestler, it's not going to be
he's going to come out and constantly mention Brock Lesnar, so that takes away from the draw of the other wrestler.
He did that last year, didn't he? Every time he came out, always said, I'm the advocate for Brock Lesnar, and then introduced Cesaro, so that kind of lowered him a wee bit. Yeah,
and I mean, he kind of, just before Punk left, he was kind of doing it with Punk, but it was okay with Punk because Punk could talk.
Yeah, he was his own guy.
Yeah, whereas Cesaro's either not able to talk, or his promos are bad, or they've just not given him the chance to talk. Either way, he's not really been talking. Do you know what I mean?
With Paul Heyman, it was the same with Curtis Axel and Ryback as well. They sort of died a death after they were with Paul Heyman.
Yeah.
Apart from Ryback sort of getting his momentum back now, but Curtis Axel's not really recovered, and he's doing the whole Hulkamaniac Mega Powers thing with Sandow.
I think they need to give that a rest.
I thought it was just going to be like a 1 week thing, like a wee funny thing for once, but they've just seemed to kept it going for some reason.
Well, that's the thing about Sandow, and it's a testament to his work really as well. The fact that he can turn his chicken crap into chicken salad, and he's been able to take whatever essential crap they've given him and turn it into something and make it work and get it over.
Yeah, he's done.
You've seen that with the stunt double for The Miz.
That worked out really well for him.
And that was, and it was quite weird because it was a weird dynamic. You don't normally see, unless it's like one of the matches they've thrown together on Raw to try and build something in a title feud. You don't really see a face and a heel as a tag team. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was quite a weird dynamic, but I think they made it work because Miz is a great heel. He does exactly what you want a heel to do. He gets under your skin, he annoys you.
He's underrated, definitely.
I mean, I think he could it would work wonders for him if he did go back down to NXT for a while.
He could work as like a top heel there, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I read an article the other week, not the other week, a couple of days ago actually, and it was I think it was either 5 or 10 superstars that could benefit going back down to NXT to like re-establish themselves. Primo and Epico were one of them. The Miz was one. Can't remember who the rest of them were, but I think the Miz needs to go away and do something, make himself fresh, because he should be upper card heel, but at the moment he's mid to low card, and he does everything you want as a heel. Yeah,
he's sort of, what's the word, like the Seth Rollins as well, like the sort of cheap heel that sort of has the cheek to sort of win kind of heel.
Seth Rollins has been really good at that. He's been slimy and everything you want in a heel. Do you know what I mean? But I think Miz could be like that. He's just not been pushed for one reason or another, and needs to just freshen himself up. I mean, I could say that for a few guys on the card, especially the mid card.
Yeah, the mid card's kind of just like a barren desert now, you know.
Yeah.
Neville's like the only guy I can see sort of going places, but everyone else is just sort of stuck there.
Well, there's a lot of good workers on the mid card though. That's the thing, and they probably should be utilised more. Like Barrett is a brilliant worker, and more often than not he's mid to low card when I think he should be mid to high card.
Yeah,
if not in the title picture.
He came close last year with the Bad News Barrett gimmick when everyone loved him. You know, he was getting all the cheers for the crowd and that. Then he unfortunately got injured, and that kind of delayed his momentum a bit. But
he's always kind of been like that as well. And Dolph Ziggler, like, the guy's a fantastic worker.
Oh yeah.
There's nothing he doesn't do to try and get whatever they're doing over with the fans.
Yeah.
And it's a shame. Do you know what I mean? The guy's such a good worker. He is far too good for that company.
Yeah.
See, if he went to TNA or Ring of Honor, he would be the top guy instantly.
Yeah, he'd be one of the best wrestlers in it.
Obviously, I get that it's a severe pay cut and everything else, and he's doing what he loves with the WWE, but what can you do?
Yeah, he could come back stronger after it, maybe.
Yeah.
Sheamus is doing pretty well now as well. I kind of like his bully character.
Oh no, I love Sheamus's new gimmick, and it makes me sad that we're in a PG era.
Oh yeah, he could have been amazing in the Attitude Era.
Because if they just let him run about a little bit more, put people through a table, kick them downstairs or whatever, just brutalise people, and then set up a match with Lesnar where they're both just knocking lumps out of each other.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Who wouldn't want to see that? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, even talking about like the Attitude Era, like I'm always, when I'm on the network, when they show like Attitude Era stuff, I'm always hearing them say, "Oh, back in those days it was amazing. We got so much freedom. We got to do what we wanted, and the fans love it." And you're just thinking, why don't they do that now when everything just feels so restricted and forced?
Yeah, well, that's another thing, and I'm sure we'll have a big debate with everybody at a later date. But the whole blood and wrestling thing, like the fact that they can't even give blood, get colour anymore, like. On Jericho's podcast a couple of times he's mentioned that if one of them gets cut, they stop the match and get the doctors in to like Vaseline them up and stuff. Like,
it does delay some of the matches, doesn't it?
Like, why would you interrupt the match?
I know,
just
you could just
let them finish it. Do you know what I mean?
That is weird. I think they did that for, like, it was like a Christian Shelton Benjamin ladder match, like a pure fast-paced match. Then Christian got a bit cut and somewhere in his head, and they had to stop the match and just sort of killed the momentum a bit. Yeah, you can see Shelton like getting frustrated and wanting to just continue, you know.
Yeah, well, that's how it should be. Do you know what I mean?
Aye.
As much as the business has been exposed as the business on the internet and everything with the times we live in, you don't want to see them stop a match midway.
I know. I mean, could you imagine if they did that at WrestleMania with Brock Lesnar bleeding? Just when
yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, see if a guy gets seriously injured, like I'm talking about breaks his neck, breaks his back, something
tears a quad or something like that.
Potentially life-threatening, or it means they physically couldn't continue. Yeah, maybe stop the match then.
Yeah, definitely.
However, if even at that, if you ask a lot of old school wrestlers, they'll just be like, we'll get the go home cue early and finish it because we're injured.
That's what happened with Steve Austin, wasn't it? When he broke his neck, they just kept going, and he just got a quick pin that looked bad, but at least it ended the match. Yeah.
And do you know what I mean? At the same time, like the thing with Lucha Underground, and this makes me sound so bad, I can't remember the guy's name. The guy that died with, it was in the ring with Rey Mysterio.
The Rey Mysterio, I can't remember his name either.
But that obviously looked bad, but see if you checked it or anything else, like they should have just gone home immediately.
Yeah, they just kept going.
Especially since Owen Hart died, they need to be doing more things like that. And if it's of detriment to the wrestler where they could potentially die or have a serious injury, that's when they should stop the match. If not, just go home immediately. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, Battle Blood's not really up to that, is it?
Yeah. Well, there's the other side of that. Did you listen to Jericho's podcast this week?
I've not heard this week's yet, no.
No. Well, he's got not Balls Mahoney, Axel Rotten from ECW on. And he was saying that like some of the stuff they done in ECW was just crazy. Like they used to wrap their hands in glass and things
I've
like
seen
that.
this sort of glass match.
Yeah, and I mean that's good, but the guy's now got a messed up spine and he's in a nursing home. Yeah, in physical therapy because he can't walk because of the stuff he done. Yeah, and when things are like that, obviously you'd see a lot of old wrestlers having problems with their health and things like that. That's kind of part of the risk.
Yeah, a lot of them are looking really unhealthy as well.
But exactly, do you know what I mean? If it's going to be of a detriment to their life, then it's only entertainment. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it has to be stopped.
Yeah.
There's sometimes where it has worked to the stop reward, like the Brock Lesnar John Cena match at Extreme Rules, when it was like 5 seconds in, he made them bleed. That made it look like it was real, and I kind of like that aspect of it. But apart from that, that's like the only time it's actually good.
I mean, I don't really have a problem personally with colour as such, but there's times where it works in a match, and there's times where it's of detriment to a match.
It shouldn't be used too much.
Yeah.
Because there was like a time when they used to use it like almost every pay-per-view, like in 2004, 2003. Triple H and Shawn Michaels matches.
Well, that's one of the ones that I was going to mention. Was it Rumble 2003? I think, or 2004.
The last Man Standing match.
Yeah, And I mean, that was just...
Yeah, there was a lot of blood in that one.
It was too much.
Yeah.
I mean, it didn't detriment their work, but it definitely distracted from their work.
Yeah.
But if you then go back to Austin versus Bret Hart at WrestleMania, the iconic Austin looking up, covered in blood, won't tap out.
Yeah. One of the iconic sights in wrestling.
Yeah, and I mean, that just worked amazingly. So we've got two examples of where it just looks wrong and it looks amazing. Do you know what I mean? And
should try that nowadays. It'd probably be good to get someone over, just have them screaming with some blood running down their face, and
it
might get them over a bit.
What they need to do is they need to bring back somebody using the sharpshooter properly.
I was thinking about that the other day, actually. I was thinking nobody, apart from Tyson Kidd, nobody really uses the sharpshooter.
Well, Natalya uses it, but she's allowed. She's a heart.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The Rock does use it very briefly, but
he didn't look very good when he was using it, though. I don't think.
And I'm going to be a bit controversial here. Can we even call The Rock a wrestler anymore?
Well, he's I would say former / part-time wrestler, because he's apparently coming back from WrestleMania 32, so he sort of counts as a wrestler for that, I would say.
I kind of counted as a wrestler when he wrestled John Cena, and don't get me wrong, I don't think The Rock has lost a step, but I think I would definitely call him more of an actor just now than I would a wrestler.
Yeah, he's definitely more into acting, but at least he's actually gone back to WWE. At least he's sort of acknowledging it and getting more sort of press towards it, because he's a pretty huge actor at the moment.
Yeah,
so I kind of like that aspect of it, and if we get to see him wrestle, then even better.
Yeah, I think The Rock is a definite nostalgia act now, and I mean, don't get me wrong, The Rock's a great wrestler. He always was. And coming for that family, how could you not be?
Yeah.
But
that's almost a controversial statement with Roman Reigns.
Well, don't get me started on Roman Reigns.
too early in the day for that.
As long as he looks strong, he'll be alright.
You sound like Vince McMahon
now. No, like, the thing with The Rock is, when The Rock comes back, it's special. And I feel like when Triple H comes back, it should be special as well.
Yeah,
when
it's
Triple
nice,
H actually wrestles.
It's good to have a special attraction a lot of the time. Yeah.
But I don't know if it's because he's on TV all the time with the Authority, or whether it's that kind of persona. It's just like it doesn't work, or it doesn't feel.
It feels like he's there a lot of the time.
Yeah, it's like a prime example at Mania versus Sting. Right, I really loved the NWO and the DX run, and that was great. The match itself was pretty poor, considering you've got two guys who were at the top of the business for so long, who both can still work. I'm quite sure. Seen Sting's work in TNA and everything, you could definitely, the guy can still work.
Yeah.
But I felt the match was disappointing, and then 20 minutes later, Triple H comes out in a suit for the Ronda Rousey spot. Yeah,
it was a bit weird, wasn't it?
Aye, it's like...
Especially after shaking Sting's hand and then he's suddenly back to being a heel again. It's just a bit weird.
And the thing is, either be the game or be your corporate Triple H.
Yeah, pick one. There's no fine line.
Aye, you can't do more than one gimmick at a time. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And as much as I loved WrestleMania, I thought Triple H and Sting would have been a great match, and it was a semi-decent match. And the Ronda Rousey, Rock, Triple H, Stephanie spot was great. Tone it down.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? One or the other.
Yeah. There was only one time I thought like him coming back for a match was against Daniel Bryan, because like Daniel Bryan had gone to like the rest of the Authority, so it's like Triple H is at the top, he's next to go down. So that was like the only time I liked him going in the ring, I guess, someday. Yeah,
I mean, the Mania match was... Did they wrestle Triple H first, and then was it Orton and Batista?
Yeah, it was the opener with him against Triple H, and the main event was the Triple H.
That was great. That was just such a good storyline with how much they made Bryan work.
Yeah.
And Bryan was so over, and Triple H was so hated for trying to keep him down, and it just was great. But that's probably the last time I remember Triple H having a good match, when the guy, looking on his career, he's had millions of 5-star matches. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, so many of them. Although I was watching that first look on the Daniel Bryan documentary, and I didn't realise that they put him in 2 matches just because CM Punk left and he was meant to be fighting Triple H, and so Triple H needed an opponent and Daniel Bryan was like the only guy.
Yeah, well, that's happened quite a lot. I don't know if you remember it. Do you remember the lost TLC match?
Oh, the one with
the 4-way with Chris Benoit and Jericho.
Yeah, I've had that in the ladder match DVD. It was pretty awesome.
That's like, out of all the original TLC matches, that's probably my favourite. But that was on SmackDown, and they needed a main event to replace it because Triple H tore his quad. So sometimes those kind of matches can make the best.
Just weird that they gave it away on like free TV when it probably could have been an easily like a pay-per-view main event or something like that. Yeah.
I don't know, man. At that point, I was like still young enough to have to stay with my parents and not be able to watch what I wanted to watch all the time without actually physically waiting till the DVD came out at that point. So having been able to see that on free TV or the Sky at the time was fantastic. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because when you're a young teenage boy, those are the kind of things you want to see, and that's probably why ECW got over so much.
Yeah, like, gave that missing ingredient, the edginess.
Teenage boys want to see violence.
Yeah, up to a certain point anyway.
Yeah, well,
it keeps going sometimes.
There are limits, but when you're watching wrestling, do you know what I mean? You want to see people falling off ladders and going through tables and all the big bumps, but.
Well, I was in it in like 2004 when they were still doing some of that, but they were trying to start heading towards a sort of PG era. So it was like a weird mix.
Yeah.
Of some hardcore stuff and just some normal wrestling stuff, you know. Like the Attitude Era.
I really just wish they'd bring back the hardcore title.
That'd be pretty cool. The 24. Would you keep the 24-hour rule with it, or?
It's the hardcore title, man. Anything's got to go. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's got to be anything.
That'd be great for Raws though, like backstage segments, just get people chasing each other for the title. Would be pretty fun.
Aye. Or you just have like, you could use it as an instrument to get people over. Like, for example, R-Truth. You could have R-Truth running on by with the title.
Yeah.
And then like, just a pack of wrestlers chasing him. Like, and it could be all the lower mid-card guys. And that was the thing, like 15 years ago, 10 years ago, there was titles for the lower to mid-card. Do you know what I mean? There was, obviously they replaced the European title with the US title, which I don't really like, but I suppose when they bought WCW they had to amalgamate some of the WCW championships, but it just feels like there's not really that opportunity, when before you had the European Championship, you had the Hardcore Championship for these guys who were great workers and who were over, but that's kind of gone, and that, maybe we've suffered because of that.
Yeah, I think another title they need to bring back and replace is the women's title. I think that needs to come back instead of the Divas title.
I don't like the word diva, because to me divas were Trish Stratus and and Sable and Tori Wilson,
whereas women's more like wrestlers like Charlotte and Sasha Banks.
Yeah, if you're a diva, let's face it, you should be posing for Playboy, because that's what you want to see from a diva.
Yeah, that's what.
But in terms of what we want just now, we want women's wrestling, and the women's division on TNA is a prime example of that. That's, I can pick out a few examples that are probably bad, but on the whole, the women's division in TNA is amazing, and Gail Kim's shown WWE why they should never have let her go.
Yeah, she's always been one of the better wrestlers. And WWE's had her twice as well. They had her in like 2003 and then 2010, and both times they just didn't use her at all. Yeah,
well, they don't use the women at all, and I mean there are some women that can really, really wrestle and go with the best of them.
Yeah,
like when they brought in Awesome Kong as
Karma.
What was it? Karma they called her?
It was Karma. Yeah.
She was in for like 3 weeks. She destroyed people and then she left to go have a baby, which is fair enough. That's her prerogative. But the women could wrestle. Beth Phoenix could wrestle. Yeah, obviously she's now left to go have a baby and marry Edge and all that stuff. But as well as that, like, Natalya can wrestle.
Oh yeah.
Paige can definitely wrestle.
We've not seen a lot for Paige, mind you.
Well, that's the thing. They seem to be taking the women that can actually work and leaving them down in NXT, or just not using them.
Yeah.
Because that was it. See, as soon as Paige went on to Total Divas, that was it.
Yeah, sort of ruined it a bit.
Yeah, they just stopped using her.
Yeah, I think it's a lot to do with like the workers they put them with, because apart from AJ, Paige hasn't really had anyone to wrestle. She's had people. It's basically just been the Bellas and like Naomi. That's been it for like WWE. So it's hardly the best sort of list of workers.
But what about Alicia Fox and Summer Rae and Emma? Where are they?
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Alicia Fox is always appearing as well, and I think she's been there long enough where she could maybe have like a competent match, but they don't ever seem to have her on.
Yeah, exactly. And what's the point of keeping these people in the payroll if they're not going to be used?
Yeah,
obviously. We don't see every single house show. There's no way we could see every single house show, so we don't know how much they're getting used and things like that. But in terms of TV, it's not looking good for the women's division at all.
Yeah, for house shows they do seem to use a lot of talent they don't usually use. Like the last one I went to was 2013, and they had like Unico and Camacho, and it was like the first time I'd seen them in like months.
Yeah,
it was before Unico became the new and improved Sin Cara.
Botch 2.0.
He doesn't botch as much, which is amazing when you think about
it. Yeah. I don't like Sin Cara though. Like, and
what about Kalisto? You liking him?
Nah.
You really don't like him? I think he's amazing. Such an amazing wrestler. He can just fly about the place.
I think it's the gimmick I don't like.
Just the lucha?
It's not the lucha gimmick, it's the way they execute it. It's, if they were guys doing lucha wrestling, then that would be fine, but I think it's the way they kind of execute the moves and things like that, and it just, there's something just doesn't sit right with me. Do you know what I mean? It's just what it, like, for some reason I can't take to them. So
who knows, maybe
I think it's the same with Primo and Epico as well. I just can't really take to them.
Maybe once they start having some good matches, like I'd love to see Lucha Dragons against like Cesaro and Kid. I think that'd be an amazing match.
I think that would be good because they've got the strong guy in Cesaro, and Kid can high fly, but he doesn't really, more of a technical based wrestler, and I think that would make for a really good match. But
mix as well.
I still don't think that could get the Lucha Dragons over with me.
Wait and see what happens in the future.
So
do you think we should talk about Elimination Chamber? That's quite a big talking point this week.
Well, I think we kind of started that and went off on a tangent.
We've already talked about the tag team match. So.
Yeah, well, one of the things I was actually want to just briefly mention about the tag team match was primetime players. They looked so good.
Yeah, I was surprised to see them in the last two.
I was surprised to see them in it, but they looked really good, I thought, in the match, and to be honest, I was a wee bit gutted they lost.
Yeah.
But I think that's more because I don't like New Day. And I mean, I think that's really working for Big E and Kofi, because I think they were almost searching for something that would get them a push.
It seems to be working for them.
Well, and I don't know so much about Big E. I think he was kind of over, but he just wasn't quite there. But Kofi was definitely over with the fans. He just never got a push. So I think this could be stepping stone. And
well, the heel turn's working out quite well for them.
I actually expected them to be more face when they originally kind of put through that idea, but I'm quite glad that they have been heels because they're doing a good job.
I'm definitely really enjoying it. I kind of like them as the tag champs, but I hope to see them dethroned soon, either by the primetime players or Lucha Dragons or whatever.
Well, the Usos,
I think one of them's out with injury now.
Yeah, well, that's why they were in the Elimination Chamber, and I think that's probably why they put in Primo and Epico.
I remember, I think Jay had like a tag team partner that didn't make sense. I can't remember who it was, but it was facing like the New Day. I can't remember who it was. I'm racking my brain to try and think of who it was.
Bet it was like Naomi or something like that.
Oh wait, it may have been Zack. It was Zack Ryder. That's who it was. It was Jay or Jimmy Uso, whoever's not injured, and Zack Ryder as a tag team. Very weird mix.
I could actually see that working.
Really?
That would be... because Jimmy or Jay would be all about the feet, and Zack would be all about the fist bumps, and I could actually see that working as a tag team.
You never know. Maybe give them some backstage segments, see how it goes. Some talking segments.
That's another very underutilised talent.
Zack Ryder. Oh, I know. I'm still angry about his sort of wasted potential in 2012.
Why not just give the guy his goddamn belt? He's the internet champion.
Yeah. I don't know why they don't have an internet champion, because with all the like Twitter and Facebook stuff they do.
The amount they plug it on social media.
Yeah. Even if it's just like if stuff they put on like the WWE Network, like the matches only take place in WWE Network stuff, that'd be pretty cool.
That would be amazing, and it gives you another reason to watch the network.
Yeah.
Pay your
they need tons of reasons.
Cheap plugs.
Oh yeah, that's the other thing I wanted to talk about this week, is another network exclusive show that looks amazing. I don't know if you've heard about it, the Japanese show that's happening in July.
No, what is that? When New Japan or?
No, it's their run of sort of shows that they're doing in Japan.
Oh, the run of shows. Yeah, that does look good.
But they're filming the whole thing and putting it in the network. It's got like Jericho versus Neville, Brock Lesnar versus Kingston.
Jericho versus Finn Balor in Tokyo.
Is it?
I'm sure it's at the Tokyo Dome. Sure, that's what Jericho said.
It's Finn Balor's fighting Kevin Owens for the NXT title because he's the #1 contender. So I think that's why he's maybe fighting Neville instead.
No, he's definitely wrestling because Jericho announced it on his podcast.
It may be a different show then.
Aye. I don't know if they're filming all of them, but I definitely remember Jericho pointing that out, and I thought that would be a great match.
Yeah, him against like any of the NXT talent would be like amazing. I'd love to see him just go down to NXT and just wrestle all the young guys. That'd be pretty cool. Like Rhino's.
If he went down as a heel, like the heel 2008 Jericho. I think that would be really good. Yeah,
that'd be the best actually. Coming in with a suit and just trying to talk to everyone.
Thinking he's better than everybody.
Yeah,
I think that could really work.
Oh, I would love that.
If you're listening to this, Chris Jericho, we need you to come back as a heel.
Right. But the Brock Lesnar Kingston match, I'm kind of looking forward to see how that goes, because he's just Kingston's basically going to be like a rag doll for him, but it should be fun.
I think that's pretty much a case of Brock Lesnar picks him up and throws him about.
Yeah.
But he does that with most people, so.
Well, it'd be cool to see like the rest of New Day like trying to interfere and Brock Lesnar just having to deal with them all individually. But see how it goes.
I would like to see a spot with Brock standing in the middle of the ring, where he German suplexes Kofi out the ring, and then Xavier Woods out the ring, and then Big E runs for him and he just picks him up and a big suplex right out the ring onto the apron. That would be a great spot, but I don't know. I think with Brock Lesnar being the destroyer, they need to pick up. They need to try and build somebody up, and that's one of the things. Like, see when he was wrestling Cena, he kept teasing a Cena heel turn. Yeah, and I'm waiting for the Cena heel turn. Like,
I don't think we're going to be getting it anytime soon. With all these Make-A-Wish stuff and all that, I think I'd take priority over it.
Aye.
Can't really do that as a heel. That's the only thing.
Aye. I just love old school Cena.
Yeah, I like the Thugonomics stuff, and it's cool to watch it in the past, but I think he's sticking with the character he's got that he's had for the last 10 years.
Yeah.
God, that has been 10 years, isn't it? Since like WrestleMania 21 and him winning the title.
It's getting old. I think he needs something fresh, even for John Cena.
At least the Kevin Owens stuff is keeping him sort of occupied and whatever he's doing. Just I really hope he doesn't like get a big clean win over Owens to get his win back, because that would just ruin it. Yeah, I was going to say maybe we should quickly talk about the Divas match or lack thereof before we move on to Cena and Owens. I thought it was weird that Nikki Bella won, because I was expecting like Paige or Naomi to maybe become the new champion, but they're sticking with Nikki. I was hoping that Paige would win, just because I like Paige and her wrestling abilities, and she's a pretty face. But I really thought Naomi would win. During the match, I thought Naomi would actually take it. I was surprised, but I mean, the thing is, the Bellas are the women in the WWE that draw the most money. Yeah, and that's why that's ultimately why they're keeping it there. There's probably a lot of merchandise sales in there as well. They always seem to like the merchandise sales the best. Yeah, well, that's the thing. I timed the women's match. Well, not timed it as such, but
instead of like just watching a normal video, I had the time signature up on the network when I was watching it, and I think it was like 6 minutes in total.
Really? That's pretty short.
And that's not great, considering there's 3 women in there. I would argue that Paige never really got to look very good. Naomi did get to look quite good, but Brie or Nikki even just stole it. Yeah. And she's kind of like, haha, it's me, I look the best type thing. So from a booking point of view, I can't see why they booked the match that way, because I don't think they got all the wrestlers over, or at least made them all look good. Yeah,
that was a bit weird, yeah. But the match after that, I think, is obviously the most talked about match of the show, is Cena versus Owens. Yeah. The 5-star match in my head.
Clean win. That was amazing.
I still can't believe it. I was expecting Cena just to kick out of that second powerbomb, but he stayed down.
One thing I don't like about Cena is I don't like that he's now using the springboard stunner.
Yeah, apparently Austin doesn't like it either. So
I've heard Austin say that. See, if you're going to do that, man, just use the stunner.
Yeah, and actually try and pin the guy after it.
Yeah, see if it's that much of a big deal. I'm quite sure you can phone up Stone Cold and ask him for his blessing to use the stunner.
Or even just use a different move, just find something else to do. You know?
Yeah, it's kind of the same with Rollins using the pedigree. I get it, because they've kind of tried to have him not do the curb stomp. Yeah. But he's obviously done that with Triple H's blessing. But if they're going to do that, at least let him do it and put the move over. Don't just kind of ignore it, like, oh, Seth Rollins is now using the pedigree.
And that kind of came out of nowhere as well.
Yeah, exactly. At least build up to it, or use it to put the move over. Or that's another thing. There's a lot of moves that they aren't selling just now, and that's another thing I did like about the Cena and Owens match, is the moves that should have been sold were sold. Like the FUs, or the attitude adjustment, whatever you want to call it nowadays, that was sold properly. The power bomb and everything else that Owens did was sold properly. I mean, the only thing I would say about the match, and as you say, it was a 5-star, I thought so as well, and it didn't really detriment the match, as I thought there was a few too many near falls. Yeah, I feel like they were using too many big moves, so I don't think they're going to be able to do that in Money in the Bank. It'll probably just be like the same sort of thing. Yeah, well, that's the thing. Cena can go. He's proved that when he's wrestled Brock. He's proved that when he's wrestled... Oh yeah, anyone that says he can't wrestle is just... hundreds. He's proved it hundreds upon hundreds of times, and... like Cena or don't like Cena, the guy can still wrestle. The guy's still good at what he does, and he's obviously over with somebody. But him, Cena and Owens, if they just stood in the middle of the ring and knocked lumps out each other for 5 minutes as a spot, it would be great to see. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? There's no need to continue to give a guy 2 attitude adjustments and 3 power bombs and 5 STFs in a match. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. It's overkill. Yeah, it's less is more kind of thing, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. I did like the finish of the match though, with Cena hitting like loads of clotheslines. You see him getting frustrated, and then that led to his mistake, and Owens hitting the powerbomb and ending it. It's pretty cool. Yeah, well, that was a weird one. The move that Owens used to win the match, it was like a powerbomb, but it wasn't a powerbomb at the same time. What do you mean? Like, when you say powerbomb, I think of the traditional powerbomb. Oh, I mean like the pop-up powerbomb, like with throws him in the rope and the pop-up powerbomb. But see the one he used to win the match, he hooked Cena's arms and kind of spun him around, almost like a kind of F5, but not on his shoulders. Oh, yeah. I didn't notice that. I just thought it was a sort of powerbomb. Yeah, I mean, it was weird. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was cool, it looked lovely. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? It was really good, but I thought it was a wee bit weird. But anyway, glad Owens got the clean win over Cena, because I think they needed to have a clean win. They couldn't have a dirty win. Yeah. What do you think's going to happen at Money in the Bank? I think what probably will happen and what I want to happen are two different things. I think what will probably happen is Cena will win, because from what I hear, they're going to be working together over the next several months on house shows.
So it'll be like a win-loss kind of thing.
Yeah, which tells me that if they are going to do anything properly with the feud, they're going to build it up until at least SummerSlam.
They'll probably have some sort of big last man standing match or something, won't they? Some sort of gimmick match, a cage or whatever.
I don't think a cage. I would like to see Owens and Cena in an old school Hell in a Cell match. One where they actually get out of the cell, go on top of the cell, throw each other through the cell, and everything in between. Something like that would be great, but sadly I don't think that's going to happen.
I think a 2 out of 3 falls match would be pretty good, because we've done a lot more of those in WWE and they're always good. So I think a match between the two of them like that could be amazing.
Or like a 20-minute Iron Man match or something like that.
Definitely not like an hour long, but like half an hour at most I think would be definitely excellent. But I'll see. Just need to see what they do at SummerSlam, I guess. Yeah. But what I kind of hope's going to happen. I hope if Cena's going to win, I hope he does it, and like I'm kind of hoping like he hits him with everything he's got, still can't beat him. Hits like a small package, and when the ref's not looking, he maybe grabs the ropes because he's so desperate to win, you know.
I would like to see that, but what I would like to see more, and as I said, I'd like to see that purely because I like to see a Cena heel turn. Is
not even like a proper heel turn, just where he's like sort of hates himself afterward because he's has to cheat to beat Owens, you know.
I'd quite like to see him reach under the ring and bring out like a lead pipe or something.
Yeah,
like
the
that.
referee gets knocked out and he starts hitting him with a chair or something. That'd be pretty cool. That. I kind of hope they're going in that direction with the whole thing, but we've got, how long is it? A week till Money in the Bank now? Next Sunday?
It's 8 days or something like that.
It's June 14th and we're on the 6th, so 8 days. I'm looking forward to it because it's a pay-per-view that's never really let me down. Although I did say that about TLC last year, and well, you know what TLC 2014 was like. It was the worst show of the year.
Yeah, well, that's been the same way with a lot of TLC pay-per-views. It's good as a match once in a while if you have a full TLC match, but see when you're having a ring stairs match. What?
And the fact it was Big Show and Eric Rowan probably didn't help. They're hardly the best
work. Even? Do you know what I mean?
And Kane and Ryback in a chairs match.
Like, see, at the very least, just for sheer entertainment value, you want to see the Big Show fall through a table. Even if it's just for entertainment value.
It always looks good, doesn't it? But that was just not a good show. Like Ziggler and Harper was probably the only match worth seeing out of that. And there was the whole Ambrose Wyatt thing where Ambrose, the TV blew up in his face, and that was how he lost.
See, the thing is, the Ambrose and Wyatt feud could have been so good, and they could have taken it so many different ways. And I think it saddens me the fact that they've kind of let Bray just fall into obscurity. When he's such a good character.
I know, and he even lost to Roman Reigns this week on Raw after he'd already beaten 2 other guys.
And
that was fun.
It kind of all started with the Undertaker match at WrestleMania. I love Taker, and I do like Bray Wyatt.
I'm a huge Taker fan. I'm definitely a big Taker fan.
But I don't think that done either of them any good.
Yeah, it's okay I thought it was okay for Undertaker because it showed that last year it was just sort of the concussion that made him look bad, but for Wyatt it didn't do that
anything.
Much. Like, it kicked out the tombstone. That's like the only good part. Is like strong enough to do that.
There's really not a lot that he could have done for that, and the gimmick for Taker and the gimmick for Wyatt could have went together so well. And I think it's due to the Taker's age now, and that he's
50 now.
He's pretty much a part-time wrestler. Yeah, let's face it.
I can only see him doing like at least one more WrestleMania. I don't know if he can get up to like 33.
Well, the thing is, I think the way they're billing it is it's going to be last WrestleMania in Texas, his home state.
I can work Hall of Fame, but they'll probably put it in the Hall of Fame this year.
Yeah, and I'm sure we'll talk about WrestleMania 32 later on in the podcast as well.
Oh, aye. Well, there's been a lot of rumours for like different matches, isn't there? Like, I think the most recent one was Lesnar Austin because of the whole Austin podcast.
I specifically want to talk about the podcast in kind of length, but I think we should probably get through the rest of the Elimination Chamber first.
I don't think there's much to talk about in like the IC chamber, because I was so disappointed. I think that's actually the worst chamber match ever. I was just so bored the whole way through it. Like, no part of it I was like, oh, this is amazing.
No, I loved Sheamus in it.
Sheamus was good, but I wanted him to win, but then just Ryback winning just totally surprised me.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I want to like Ryback. I want to. The whole Feed Me More was great when he first came up with the gimmick. See the promos he's been cutting lately and everything else, just makes him look like a sad case.
It does a bit, yeah.
To be honest, and I don't know if that's me watching it with a typical Scottish cynical view of things, whereas you see obviously Americans up happy and full antidepressants and all that, whereas we all do our faced in Scotland.
Yeah.
But I just think it makes him seem like a sad case.
Yeah.
And the guy could be amazing.
He's got the potential. He did have the potential at one point.
Yeah, I think what's hurt him quite a bit, maybe not so much on screen, was the whole CM Punk interview on Cabana's podcast.
Yeah, because he definitely sort of tore into him a bit, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean, Colt Cabana might as well have just turned around and goes, "Do you want the shovel, Punk?"
Yeah. Well, apparently a lot of, like, backstage, the other wrestlers sort of came, they sort of Ryback's aid and said, "Oh no, he's not like that." But I don't know if that's just Vince telling them to do that or what.
Well, that's the thing now. It's, as well as that, it's because CM Punk said it. Do you know what I mean? If CM Punk hadn't said it and it'd been, I don't know who's recently retired that would have wrestled Ryback.
Not a lot of recent retirees, is there?
Right, well, even if Brian had said it when he was injured, "Oh, I wrestled Ryback and he botched this move and he completely screwed it up," then it might have had a bit more credibility, and I don't think you'd have seen as many people rushing out to go, "Oh no, Ryback doesn't botch matches," or "Ryback doesn't botch spots," or whatever. But because it was Punk and the whole stuff that was going on with Punk, I think that's why it's more likely that Vince McMahon would have went, "You're saying this," type thing.
It probably does. Sometimes you just never know what's happening backstage, you know.
Yeah.
But we're running a bit low on time. Well, we've got the final match to talk about, is Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose. What did you think of it?
Amazing.
It was a great match. Yeah.
It's probably the best match I've seen this year since the Royal Rumble main event.
Really?
And when I say the main event, I'm not talking about the Rumble.
Yeah, you mean the triple threat?
Yeah, because the triple threat was awesome.
Yeah, that was amazing. I don't think you thought that high level. Like, I thought it was a great match, but I think
it's been my favourite match of the year. I mean, don't get me wrong, I liked WrestleMania, but the way they executed WrestleMania, I think it was fairly obvious that even us people were sitting like to say, "Oh, they should do this," and armchair book. I think pretty much everybody kind of booked that. So it wasn't as good, but going into it, I didn't see Ambrose coming out with the title.
Yeah. And
let's face it, that's Rollins at his best, being the slimy heel.
Yeah.
Because Ambrose won it clean.
Yeah.
It's Ambrose's title as far as I'm concerned.
I wasn't expecting that, yeah.
And one thing I didn't think when the Shield broke up was how much I would like Dean Ambrose as well. He's just amazing. Like, he's just this. He's not a face in traditional face. He's like a Steve Austin.
Yeah, because he was obviously like a bad guy, but just obviously
and
didn't.
Watching some of his early stuff from CZW and other places he's wrestled, he's insane.
Yeah,
the spots he'll do and the bumps he'll take was just. If they let them do that, I couldn't wait to see more. And I think if they build it up properly, the Ambrose and Rollins feud could be amazing.
I think the Money in the Bank match will be amazing between the two, and the ladder match are going to have. That should be pretty damn good. But
what I would like to see, and I don't think we'll maybe see it for SummerSlam, because they've obviously got to insert Brock back into the title picture somewhere. I'd quite like to see Ambrose keep the title and then maybe wrestle, maybe not at SummerSlam, but say Survivor Series or the Rumble, wrestle Brock and like not like a no hold, effectively a hardcore match.
Yeah.
Or whatever they want to call that gimmick match nowadays, and just let Brock Lesnar throw Dean Ambrose about and let Dean Ambrose keep coming at him and hitting him with all sorts of crazy stuff, and I think that would be an epic match.
Something I'd like to see is I'd like to see Dean Ambrose winning the title. I'd still like to see like Lesnar and Rollins at SummerSlam, but like not for the title, just Lesnar just try to get revenge and let Ambrose fight Reigns in like a friend versus friend match. I'd still like to see something like that.
Well, see, that would be good, and this is where they've done kind of gimmick matches wrongly sometimes. Like, see, for a match like that, I would say lock them in the cell and let them do it.
We've done it already.
But the Hell in the Cell, like the TLC, the gimmick of the match has just been lost because they're overusing it.
Yeah. And it's the fact that it's not spontaneous. It's like, oh, this time of the year, that's what's happening now. Yeah. It's like Hell in a Cell used to be, oh, it's a blood feud. I wonder if we'll see Hell in a Cell. But now it's just like, it's October, we're going to see a Hell in a Cell match.
Aye, what happened to Taker throwing Mankind off the top of the cell? Do you know what I mean? Yeah,
that's spontaneity is totally gone. But I suppose we'll all talk about that another time as us run out of time. I can't believe we've been talking for this long. It feels
it does feel like an hour. It does not feel like an hour at all.
Well, thanks for coming in, Eddie. I'll hopefully see you next week with a few other people anyway.
Yeah, not a problem. Thank you very much, Ross.
And if you'd like to listen to more on Eastern Bartonshire Radio, go to our Mixcloud page at mixcloud.com/ED Radio, facebook.com/ED Radio, and at our Twitter at ED_radio. Thanks for listening. This has been the Crossface Podcast.
EDR. Connecting the Campsie communities.
This